What's good, people? Agent Jules reporting for duty. Oh boy, Glitch Tex. Glitch Tex was a cartoon that I slept on for a while. When it first came out earlier this year, I watched trailers for it, and at the time it really didn't strike me. It seemed too childish, and which is a bit of an irony since this show is dedicated to cartoons. Many of them are geared toward a younger audience, so I realize how weird that may sound. But finally, at some point I had some free time, so I decided to sit down with it, and I really like it for strange reasons, and I'll kind of go into a very particular strange reason that I will get into. So without further ado, let's go ahead and buckle into our favorite secret agency where we go around fighting holograms of video game bosses and then erase people's minds and cause brain damage undoubtedly by doing so. Let's go ahead and use our gauntlets to smash that like button and let us get into Glitch Tex. Normally, this is the part of the video where I describe the speed paint. As you can see, the speed paint is of Miko, one of the characters of Glitch Tex, as Vault Boy from Fallout. There's a very particular reason why I am doing this crossover, but I can't get into it yet. So, before I can describe the speed paint, we need to get into the show. So let's talk the show real quick. Okay, first of all, obviously there's going to be spoilers. I'm talking about season 1 and 2. Glitch Tex is about two characters, High Five and Miko. High Five being his, code name. His real name is Hector. Anyways, these two kids who are avid gamers in a futuristic setting where gaming is everything and run by one company called Hinobi. Through shenanigans, they end up joining a secret agency known as the Glitch Tex, where they go around hunting down video game glitches. And what video game glitches are video game characters pop out of the screen and turn into holograms and wreak havoc. So they got to go around with their, secret agency vans, with their secret agency gauntlets, and they have to trap the glitches so they can return them to HQ and then memory wipe everyone to make sure that the secret doesn't get out. So it's pretty zany. Ultimately, it's a fun show. It's got like this fun, like, woohoo, we're on an adventure vibe. It does so without too much of that ooh-woo syndrome that I talk about in the Kipo video. As a real quick recap, ooh-woo syndrome in this case is when characters are extra cutesy, even in moments where they kind of shouldn't be, where they're being like, ooh-ha, friendship, ooh-ha, pancakes, in a situation where they should probably be more serious. It's kind of like Marvel syndrome, where Marvel characters will crack jokes at inappropriate times, and, a situation may be weighty or have emotional weight to it, and they just crack a joke and kind of ruin the moment. There is a little bit of ooh-woo syndrome in Glitch Tex, but it overall kind of avoids it more than other cartoons. Now, let's actually get into the meat of this. You see, Glitch Tex has a very, how should we say, disturbing implication in its universe. Well, you see, as I was describing this show, there is a company called Hinobi that High Five and Miko work at. Hinobi seems to be, in this setting, the only video game and only technology company on planet Earth. They are a monopoly. And Glitch Tex is all about Hinobi video games, right, made by the company, glitching out and causing holographic monstrosities from these video games to appear into the real world, where they cause real live havoc. They cause real life property damage, and if they're not careful, they can cause real life loss of life. And so Hinobi sanctioned agents, the Glitch Tex, go out to deal with the problem. And once the problem is dealt with, they are instructed to erase the memories of the witnesses so that they don't remember anything. It's like it never happened. And why would they do that? Well, so they'll continue to use Hinobi products. So they'll continue to spend money on Hinobi video games so that Hinobi will not see any lawsuits. They are basically a tech monopoly without any kind of restrictions or regulations that can curtail this consistent problem that they have, where their games are creating real life monstrosities that destroy property and threaten life. And they completely avoid responsibility by erasing people's memories. So now let's go ahead and go back to me talking about the speed paint. Okay, the reason why I'm doing a Fallout crossover of the Speedpaint and glitch techs is because Hinobi reminds me of Vault Tech from Fallout. Because Vault Tech was known for doing really, really questionable things and just like outright human rights violation stuff with all of their, creepy vaults that were doing like horrible human experimentation. So hence the crossover. So because Hinobi reminds me a lot about Vault Tech, I'm doing Miko as Vault Girl, or I guess in this case, Tech Girl, Glitch Tech Girl, and having her be the smiling spokeswoman in this case of the company that, puts on this veneer of happiness and innocence that's trying to, direct your attention away from the atrocities that are being committed. Wahoi! So, yeah, that is the reason that I am doing the Fallout Glitch Techs crossover Speedpaint. So it's kind of dystopian if you think about it. It's funny because I was watching through this show, and they got like their fun episodes and whatnot, and but every time I'm seeing this, I'm saying, okay, the glitch techs are out again because once again one of their games went haywire and is causing problems, and they have to quickly erase people's memories. Sometimes erasing the memories of hundreds, if not thousands, of people at once. Now you got like implications of like there's a scene where one of these glitches goes crazy on essentially a live television feed or like a live stream. So it's like they do a live streamed memory wipe of everyone watching it. So that's kind of creepy. And because it's so creepy, I really like it. And at first, the show really doesn't do anything to acknowledge the creepiness of this tech monopoly and its ability to erase people's minds and basically avoid lawsuits and, any kind of criminal charges. But at the end of season 2, there is a tiny implication that Phil, the character who's basically the supervisor of the glitch techs, may know that basically what they're doing is kind of screwed up, and he may or may not have plans to kind of maybe pop a lid on this or kind of whistleblow this, or something is going on that tells me, or at least I'm interpreting it as Phil realizing that this whole glitch thing is a bigger problem than being led on, and that he was trying to expose it but got memory wiped at some point. And the scene I'm describing is basically Phil watching through secret files and seeing a younger version of himself talking about stuff, and he's going like, whoa, what is this? I don't have a recollection of this. So now this show has my attention because now I think, granted this is just me reading into stuff, I think that the show is going to start acknowledging that it's disturbing that Hinobi has this much power as a tech monopoly. So yeah, this is one of those rare occasions where the big thing really drawing me into the show is not necessarily characters, but rather the plot of what may be going on and the implication that, things are a lot more dark than they initially let on. That being said, I still enjoy the characters. There's not really a character that annoys me a lot. As far as the two main characters, High Five and Miko, I like Miko more than High Five because High Five is kind of one of those like, oh golly gosh, I'm such a nerd. Oh, he's kind of I'm trying to say this in a way that's not really mean-spirited. I don't want to call him impotent or limp-wristed because those feel really unnecessarily mean. He's kind of a pushover, and I'm not really a big fan of those characters unless they have like huge character growths, and he does have character growths. He's kind of like the nerd, he's very mathematically oriented. He's a smart dude, he's the wimpy nerd character. Miko, funny thing about Miko is I remember when I first saw her, and when I was watching through Glitch Tech, so the first time she makes an appearance, and she's like, ooh, look at me, I'm the spunky girl. And I'm just like, oh boy, looky there. It's the spunky Asian girl with the dyed streak of hair. Oh boy, I've never seen that before. And so, of course, I was giving her a hard time about it. But she ended up being pretty cool. Because when a character is spunky without having any other traits or without ever having a problem that can kind of drill through the Drill through the spunk. Oh, whenever their facade can never be broken, and they're always the ooh ah look at me I'm cool character. It's kind of the same thing with the Mary Sue. If there's never anything that challenges their comfort zone, then what's the point? Miko's comfort zone is challenged many, many, many times. So because of that, she's allowed to be more of a full-fledged character. So she's pretty cool. She's fun. She's still wild and active and everything. I just kind of enjoy watching her on screen more than I do High Five. But the ultimate driving factor for this cartoon for me is the great conspiracy of Hinobi that I kind of hope that I'm not reading too much into, and it's actually that thing, and it ends up not being something else or something lame. If it's something else but it's cool, I'll let it slide. But I'm really hoping that they're acknowledging the dark side of tech monopoly and their abuse of power. But only time will tell. We'll have to wait for season 3 of Glitch Techs. Anyway, I'll go ahead and end all of that rambling for today. So, you people know what to do here. If you like what you see and you want to see more, go ahead and tickle those sacred buttons. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know what comes next. In addition, go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you think of Glitch Techs, what you think of the picture. What are your thoughts about the Hinobi conspiracy and whether or not they will delve further into it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Also, go ahead and share the video because it's good for me, it's good for you, it's good for the algorithm, it's good for your teeth, it's good for the environment. It'll clean your car, it'll take your grandma on a walk, it'll do all that stuff, and of course show people that you watch good content. And of course, if you wish to stalk me elsewhere on the interwebs, go ahead and hit up my social media links right here on the screen as well, particularly at minds.com, where I also post these videos, as well as the complete speed paints on Fridays. Of course, I'm promoting Minds because they are an alternative social media site, and we need more market competition because we already live in what feels like not necessarily a tech monopoly, but in this case like a tech triopoly with Facebook, Twitter, and Google, because YouTube is owned by Google, man. So let's go ahead and let's diversify our internet, shall we? But anyway, with all that said, I thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you all stick around. And until next time, deuces.